What's up, mortals? It's Dante from the anime Underworld, and today we are back in Four Knights of the Apocalypse, chapter 215, Parental Affection, Awkwardly Provided. We see the ongoing training between Meliodas and Tristan inside their little cube. But how's that going? Well, let's get into this week's chapter. Father and son continue their intense trading, with Tristan going on the defensive against his magnanimous father. The young prince is knocked back, but he has a plan up his sleeve. He attacks with Black Hail, a new demonic spell. That's pretty cool. But this is Meliodas we're talking about, so you know what's coming next. Tristan's new attack is redirected right back at him, possibly hurting a lot more, and is slammed right against a wall. And Meliodas comes up to check on his son. The fact that Tristan isn't blown to complete pieces at this point is plot armor, but also a testament to this kid's strength. The worst he's getting so far is that he's just now practically naked. Meliodas does the right thing and asks his son if he wants to take a break. But Tristan says that no, he can keep going, even though Meliodas knows that his son is really pushing it. And sadly, Tristan knew that he was out of power, going back to his regular base form. The exhausted yet angry Prince Tristan asks his father, "Why aren't you even panting a bit, Papa?" His father smirks, saying, "Well, I'm not young. Don't want to move around too much. Dude, you're 3,000 years old and you look like you're 12. Tristan is angry, punching his fist to the ground, furiously saying, "But I can't even bow before Lancelot, much less fight alongside him." But Meliodas tries to assure his son that, hey, don't panic, you're on the right track. But Tristan just pouts like a sore loser, saying, "I don't need your pity, you didn't even use your demon force." But he just wagged his finger, tisking him, saying, "What do you mean? Sure I did." Which confuses Tristan a lot. Meliodas explains with a silhouette of his true demon form, which is no doubt his demon king form, explaining, you can gain a lot from that demon transformation. It doesn't just boost your senses, but your offense, defense, speed, everything all at once. But on the other hand, it consumes your magical force and exacts a heavy toll on your spirits. To explain to his son what he means by this, he bends down and says, "So I use it the exact where and when I strike." It seems a little confusing at first, but before his fists hit the ground, we see what he means. His fist is coated in darkness, and in the next instant, kaboom! His fist created that small little crater before it even made impact, which really surprises Tristan. He shows yet another example by saying, "On the legs, where I'm edging back or closing in," and we see darkness curling up at the bottom of his feet, and the next thing you know, he's jumping around back and forth at super speeds, almost like he's Sonic or Mario. He then appears behind Tristan in the blink of an eye, saying, "So yeah, this sort of thing," which surprises his son very much. He gets all fanboy, saying that was incredible, which is very rare praise to hear from his own son. Still, despite all that, he can't help but saying, still a full transformation's more effective in melees and when you go far out or are outnumbered. And this makes Tristan regret the praise that he gave his father not 2 seconds ago. But we cut to a new panel with the Demon King and various other smaller, minor demons. But listen, what matters is that you don't let the demon blood flowing in you take control. You take control of it and use it to its full potential. Meliodas notices that his son Tristan seems very depressed. The young prince tells his father in a saddened state, "You're truly amazing, Papa." Man, these nicknames. "I don't know how I could ever be like you." And then Meliodas just slaps his back. I don't know why, dude. Was there a bug on there? The next thing Meliodas says is the lesson that he's been told ever since the freaking Demon Realm arc, if he could remember. You don't need to be me. You're you. And you will get more powerful. Yeah, dude, we've been over this like how long now? It's the same lesson. Even with his father's handprint on his back, he just, tries to ignore it. Oh, no need to comfort me. But Meliodas isn't trying to. He explains to his son that he only got this strong thanks to Elizabeth with him. And now that he has a woman to cherish with, He'll be just fine, just as he was with Elizabeth. And Tristan finally gets it, thanking his father, and Meliodas, smirking, knowing that his son has the potential to be something greater. I really do wonder how far Tristan can go with his demonic powers. He's getting stronger and stronger. Before, he couldn't last just merely a few minutes in his demon mark mode without needing someone, either his father or Lancelot, to stop him. Now he's lasting a lot longer without going berserk, and he's unlocking all sorts of new demonic moves. Tristan needs his own arc for his own development. Not something that Percival can, shoehorn and take over like we did in the Demon Realm arc. I mean, for crying out loud. We had a golden opportunity for a Tristan arc and you just blew it. We transitioned away from father and son back to Leonis with Gawain and Balin as the Knight of Famine is casting a spell saying, god damn it. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐴𝐷𝐼 as lightning just erupts from the sky and hits a sword, though it didn't really work as well as Gawain intended, much to Balin's surprise. Gawain is furious, yelling at the top of her lungs, "The whole thing, it's a complete failure, ha!" Balin, who I am admiring the new drip, it looks pretty good on him, says, "As a man with no, magical skill, it seems quite a feat. But this praise means nothing to Gawain, who is still reeling." But Balin tries to calm her down by taking some medicine. I'm curious as to who translated this. Well, medicine or not, Gawain takes a sip, trying to calm her nerves. While sipping, she tries to explain to Balin, the man of little magical culture, look, in a spell, every word holds magical force. It's only complete and activated once every syllable is said in the right order. And you can tell Balin's trying to follow along. Attempting to shorten it puts a whole new level of magic force on each word, and she'll show what she means by this. She tries the spell again, which is much longer than the last time. Alright, y'all all can read this, I'm not saying this. And unlike the last time, the bolt of lightning is much bigger. I'd say this is on the same level as Gil Thunder in Season 1, which is pretty sad, honestly, now that I think about it. Unlike before, the sword is smoldering hot. A lot of it is still damaged, and that is its usual force. And this is Gawain's goal. This is what she's training for. She wants to abbreviate the chant and get at least this much out of it, or she'll never equal the White Knight of the Four Evils. All she has to do is learn how to shorten her chants, because right now she just has no way of defeating her. But arriving on the scene is the doll, quote unquote, grandma, telling Gawain, "You have much to learn then." The creepy ass doll extends her finger, saying, "Blitz Javelin." Unlike Gawain's attack at full force, Blitz Javelin summons an enormous bolt of lightning onto the training grounds. Shocking, see what I did there? Gawain and Balin as the sword is completely melted like butter.
Shocking! Oh wait, I already said that.
Gawain is just dumbfounded. She's asking the grandma doll, "You didn't even chant any words. That was such a far cry from mine." And the doll explains, "You need a far deeper and more thorough knowledge to shorten spells while retaining their power." A little reminder, this is Balin's first time meeting her grandma and grandpa. He draws his sword, asking, "Who is this monster?" "Stay back from Gawain." But his master yells at him, explaining that "You got it all wrong. These two are my grandparents." But before she could say anything else, the doll says no. It's here that the dolls finally reveal the truth, with Merlin in her doll form explaining, "You must understand, Gawain. that we are actually your real parents. So this is how they want to explain it to Gawain. And Gawain is very rightfully confused, who has no idea on how to react to any of this. Neither does Balin, who asked, wait, I don't get it. Your grandparents are your parents? I mean, come on, man. This is Arthurian legends we're talking about. It could be worse.
Said the man with a relative called Uncle Papa.
That's 'cause he's my mother's... Yeah, no, never mind.
But the Knight of Famine is just trying to say, is this some sort of joke or riddle? The only parent she'd ever known was Kay, Arthur's brother. The Escanor, what the fuck? Guys, am I the only one who thinks this doesn't look complete? I mean, look at it. It's just the sketch work? Was Nakaba in a rush this week? Anyway, the Escanor Dino Skull doll says, I'm sorry, it's not a joke or riddle. It's the truth. Her father, Escanor, tries to explain everything, but we had a good reason to leave you in the care of Kay. We had no choice, and we thought it would be the best for you. I know hearing this is out of nowhere, might concern you. Oh, you think? But Kay said it was time to tell you the truth. Yeah, I think we all need to know the truth to this. Apparently Gawain doesn't want any answers. She says angrily that she does not want to hear any of this. And this really got to Merlin and Escanor. Merlin in her doll form says, no? Alright then, and Escanor is trying to stop her, saying, wait. But someone else is coming in on their conversation. It was the giant craftsman Dubs who was looking for the two of them. But he's not alone. 𝐿𝐻𝐻, who is just ahead, saying that he's there too. And Balin is very surprised to know that 𝐿𝐻𝐻 is somehow still alive. Balin asks why is there such a crowd now, while the bodiless 𝐿𝐻𝐻 explains that they need to talk, and he heard the whole story from Dubs. But before they could get down to business, 𝐿𝐻𝐻 greets his old friends from the 7 deadly sins. Hello Merlin, and hello Escanor. You know, I kind of wonder how long 𝐿𝐻𝐻 knew Escanor was around, because the last time they saw him, Escanor died and now he's back as a skeleton. Hearing their names, Merlin and Escanor, shocks Gawain. Even Balin is amazed. Merlin and Escanor? I recall that 2 of the 7 deadly sins held those names. Unfortunately, 𝐿𝐻𝐻 was not there to reminisce about the past. He has to be blunt. He asked them, I want to know if there's a way to fight back against chaos. And if there does, I want to know how to obtain it. And in the next one, 𝐿𝐻𝐻 gets his answer. The doll Merlin says that yes, it is possible to fight back against chaos. Leaving this chapter with the Knight of Famine realizing her parents and smiling, pouting, I have no idea. But that is how we end chapter 215. With Percival gone with Anne and Nasians, as well as getting a few chapters with Lancelot training with Bond and finding out about the source of his OP magic, it's nice that we get to see Tristan and Gawain, the other 2 Knights of the Apocalypse, getting some well-deserved attention, and boy did they need it. I do wish that the training with Tristan and Meliodas was actually just a little bit longer. These 2 have gotten the short end of the stick when it came to attention. I was hoping for at least one more chapter before we get the whole big speech about how Tristan just needs to be himself, and maybe the young prince could have unlocked a new Nova spell. We only got one, and that was so long ago. I'm starving for something new with this kid. It's also very nice that Tristan got to spend some time with his dad. Bond and Lancelot got to have their moments, so why not Tristan and Meliodas? So them training together was still very nice to see, even if it was pretty short. Speaking of parents and their kids, wow, they just went straight forward with Merlin and Escanor telling Gawain that, hey, we're not your grandparents, we're actually your real parents. I do get how Gawain is probably feeling right now. She's 18, she had no idea that the dolls that took care of her were secretly Escanor and Merlin of the 7 deadly sins and were taking care of her In disguise, she only knew her dad as K, and all she wanted to know was who was her mother, and her mother was a doll. If we're about to get more parent and child moments between Seven Deadly Sins members and their kids, please let Gawain have some more moments with Escanor and Merlin. And for crying out loud, let us know why the boar sin of gluttony and the lion sin of pride are like this. However, we might get the answer as to why they're in their doll forms if Merlin knows how to defeat chaos. There might be a way to stop Arthur, but what is it? We'll have to find out in chapter 216. This has been Dante from the Anime Underworld. If you love Seven Deadly Sins and Four Knights of the Apocalypse materials, subscribe, give this video a like, hype it up, and we'll be out with more material very soon. In the meantime, I'll see you mortals later.